Hello, my name is Agatha, and this is the astrological prediction for June 2016. This is a very general forecast. If you'd like a private reading, please write to dunyaza@gmail.com, and I'd be delighted to work with you. All the information is below. Below, you can also find the link to my newsletter. If you sign up my newsletter and subscribe my YouTube channel, you could possibly win a free written tarot reading written by me, and there is a winner every month. So who knows? You could be the next winner. So Pisces, let's see how June will be for you. The new moon will happen on the 5th of June at 14 degrees of Gemini, and the full moon is going to happen on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius. So in your case, Pisces, this new moon is going to happen on your 4th house. This is a very difficult new moon. It's going to be because it makes an oppositions in squares. There's squares, oppositions. There's bad aspects all around for everyone. Of course, this depends from natal chart to natal chart, but generally, I think this is going to be a very difficult month for everyone. Especially for those who have mutable signs, for those who have mutable signs located in the angles, like the 1st house, the 7th house, the 10th house, and the 4th house, like it's you, okay, like your case. So this is more applicable to people who have their rising sign in Pisces, okay? So this new moon in Gemini is going to be conjunct Venus, which is the planet of love and money, is going to happen on your 4th house. Is going to be opposing Saturn in Sagittarius in your 10th house. Is going to square Neptune in Pisces on your 1st house, and is going to square Jupiter and the North Node in Virgo in your 7th house. Is going to have another difficult aspect called an inconjunction or a quincunx, which is an aspect of 150 degrees between this new moon and Pluto in Capricorn in your 11th house. This aspect of 150 degrees is an aspect of sacrifice. You cannot have both things of these two areas in your life connected by the inconjunction. You have one, but you cannot have the other. You have the other, but you cannot. You have to sacrifice something, and it's really difficult to harmonize both of them. So this quincunx or inconjunction happens in your area of life connected with your home and family, and your area of life connected with your friends. So if you spend time with your friends, you cannot spend time with your family. If you spend time with your family, you cannot spend time with your friends. So one or the other. It's going to be very difficult to harmonize both of these areas of your life. This new moon might mean a new beginning in your home life, in your house, in your family. Some of you might even change houses. You might change the place of residence, but this change of place of residence will be a difficult one. It will not be an easy one, and it will be more costly than you ever imagined. I don't know why. If you are in the same house, but you are thinking around the 5th of June of doing renovations in your house because, I don't know, maybe they are needed, maybe the electric wires, the electric system in your house needs to be changed or something like that, or needs to be upgraded, something like that. Something to do with also, let's say, what else? Could be something to do with communications in your house. So what could be? Let's say you have a new internet system in your house, and maybe some sort of changes will be required in order for you to have this phone line or new internet or whatever. And that might cost you something in your house. Let's say there's renovating the house, but you might be given a budget, but it turns out it's way above that budget. Another way is that maybe there is an addition to the family, so maybe there is a birth in the family. If it's not that, it could be adopting a baby. Maybe you've been waiting for a baby for a very long time, and a baby, or not necessarily a baby. Pisces, maybe you've been trying to adopt a child for a very long time, and around the 5th of June, finally, you have that child. You have your son or your daughter. If it's not that, it would be that for whatever reason, a sibling might move in with you. I don't know what the reason is why the sibling might move in with you. It could be something as simple as, for instance, he or she needs to go to this type of university, and you live close to that university, for instance. It doesn't have to be for 4 years or 5 years. It could be for 1 year or 2 years. It might not even be university. It could be, the 12th grade or something like that. For education reasons, maybe a sibling moves to live with you, someone who's younger. Again, not necessarily, it could be for some other reason. Imagine that you do have a child, and you need someone to take care of that child because you don't have the time, your spouse doesn't have the time, you need to work, and you've been working very hard lately because there's lots of duties and responsibilities connected to your profession, to your job, to your career. So you don't have the time, unfortunately, to take care of your child. So that's why maybe a sibling comes and live with you to help take care of this new child. It could be that. It could be so many reasons. So you don't have the time, unfortunately, to spend all that much time in your house or with your family because work is very hard, and you might have like a boss or more than one boss who's a jerk and imposes many things, many duties on you, and then maybe your spouse might be very mad at you, really resentful because he or she feels that he or she is the only one taking care of business at home, and he doesn't or she doesn't have the time to do everything as well. So there's a lot of mental stress, I would say, during the month of June and lately, but particularly more during June, because you feel that you're being pulled in many different directions and you don't have time to attend to all responsibilities, and you don't even have time for yourself, for you to relax, because you need to relax. Okay, what else? What else could this be? Plus, you don't have time to spend with your friends. You'd like to, but you can't. And then the full moon happens on the 20th of June at 29 degrees of Sagittarius, which happens in your 10th house. Full moons are culminations and endings. It depends. For some of you, it might mean retirement. Finally, you are able to retire. And this retirement might come faster than you thought, than you imagine. Another way of reading it is that maybe some of you will be changing careers, will be changing not just jobs, but careers in professions. Maybe you used to, work in accounting and went back to school, Pisces, and decided to work on something else, and now finally you are able to be a nurse or I'm just saying this, or an engineer, I have no idea, okay? Changing professions, changing types of careers. Maybe you had a certain type of career and now you change. Others could even mean the ending of a job, something that comes quite unexpectedly. I'm not going to read it quite as that. If it's that, it could be like you leave one place but go to another, and this is around the 20th of June. It's the last month that you're going to spend on this job. Another way of reading it is that maybe a person of authority in your life leaves your life quite unexpectedly. It could be a boss who leaves. So this boss either is fired or this boss moves to another company. And maybe you were talking to this boss Friday, and you were talking to him or her, blah blah blah, like normal talking, and then Monday, and then everything was fine, and Monday you come back and this boss is no longer around. Why? Because he now or she is now working in China or Finland or whatever, you know. So like a boss can exit your life. It could be also a person of authority, not necessarily a boss, someone who has authority over you. It could also be like someone older from your family who has authority, like a father, a mother. I'm reading this more as a father, but I'm not reading that exactly like that. I'm reading more to do with profession and career, something like of the sort. Others, some family, like a daughter or son might leave the house. So he or she might leave the family, your house, because he or she might go study somewhere else, to another city or even to another country, so he or she leaves the house. Or your child, your not child, but your daughter, your son, rents a flat for the first time, or rents a house for the first time, or moves in with his boyfriend or girlfriend. Or your kid moves in with the boyfriend or girlfriend, or even friends, or even buys the first home. So someone young in your life might leave the house and have his place or her place. So there's many different ways of interpreting this lunation. And that's it, Pisces. This is the reading that I have for you. I hope you have a great month. This is a very general reading. If you'd like a private consultation, please send an email to dunyaza@gmail.com and be delighted to work with you. Bye bye.